channel, welcome. Right, I've started an endeavour that I wanted to get into for quite a long time. I want to make a human skeleton in silver, about that big. So I took the first steps, I made a video about it. It's a 45-minute long video, and I'm showing how I made the spine. So I wanted to start with this because it's like the most complicated, difficult part, I think. Apart from maybe the hands and feet. Everything else I'm quite confident I could do. I've got a lot of experience doing skulls as well. That would potentially be quite difficult, but I'm confident with that. But this is quite a complicated shape. And then I wanted to start with this because it's the backbone of the piece, literally. From this will now determine the length of the legs, the arms, size of the head and everything. So it's quite important. I wanted to start with that. That's a good starting point. So I made a video on how I made that. So I copied it, not from photos. I had a image I could move about, like three-dimensional image. I could sort of rotate this skeleton. So I was getting close-ups of every angle I needed. So I copied it, making it look like a spine, but I wasn't 100% going for anatomical correctness. So I just wanted to look like a spine, but had to be made in a way that I can make it kind of easily, just get on with it with our normal tools. I didn't want to have to start learning hand engraving and stuff to get certain details in there. So I have got an idea to add a little extra detail on the neck and the lumbar, some extra little lumps I can put in reasonably easily, so I may do that in the future, but for now this is finished. So anyway, the video is going to be for patrons only. If you want to become a patron, you get a shout out on the next upload. After you join, you get access to the new YouTube videos 2 weeks before they go public on YouTube, and classic and official patrons will get access to all the full instructional guides. And if you do become an official patron, which is the top tier, you get exclusive content and ability to message me, and I help you out with your own personal jewellery making endeavours. I literally send people my private email and then we contact each other and send photos and stuff, and yeah, I've helped out a few people. It's just interesting, get to know each other on a more personal level as well. So it's always interesting for me to see how people did when they tried things on my videos, and then I can give tips about how to improve it or what to do. And literally I've got messages going backwards and forwards at the moment. People have got weird shaped stones and I'm not sure the best way to mount it, so I do enjoy sharing my expertise that way as well. So I'm literally helping people, like one jeweler to another, giving advice on how I would go about something. So anyway, yeah, official patrons get that privilege from now on. So if you want to become a patron, it's patron.com/dimemounter. All the benefits I mentioned earlier, link in the description, click on that, you can read about it for yourself anyway. And yeah, I hope you do. If not, just watch the videos, what I put out for free, and yeah, I hope you continue to come back for the future uploads. So let's get into it. Anatomically correct, it's not going to be exactly like a human spine, but it will be very similar. It will look like a human spine, but if you... So I'm just getting a round section now. This is not going to end up being a beautifully polished thing, all super nice. It's going to remain all scratched up and sort of made well, but not finished, like a piece of jewellery. I'm going to pull the bottom out a bit more curved, but I might end up adjusting it later. I've got way more curved than what's on the computer screen, but at least I can sort of see the kind of distances I need to do. Yeah, I'm kind of liking that. It is actually quite different. Maybe I'll put a picture on the screen now. It's quite different to what I'm copying, but I'm making it easy for myself, just using tools that I know I can use and do the job quickly without trying to be too accurate. Just sort of thinking overnight. Sometimes ideas come to me overnight. I don't know, just refreshes my mind, sort of resets it when I go to sleep and stuff. And sometimes I just wake up, I come back to the bench the next day, just with a change of plan. It's just like I know a better way without actually really trying to think of it. Yeah, it's weird how the mind works. Sometimes like you might sit at a bench all day trying to figure out how to solve a problem or how the best way to make something, and nothing really comes to mind. But then once you forget about it and give your mind a rest, the idea just comes to you, and then you sort of know the way forward. So I am working with this now, these two bits. and then that goes on the back. It's quite deep, look. There's quite a lot going on, but when you really study the pictures, that's what they're like. It makes sense, really. It supports your whole body. It's like, puts up with a lot of stress, a lot of weight, so yeah, the spine has to be a sturdy old thing. This is not something I was really thought about and wasn't aware of until today, really looking at them. But I just want to get it in position nicely and soldered all the way down to the bottom. Need to do a bit more here. Anyway, doing that. Then also the picture, these spines, they come straight from the base. So I've got this sort of solid section where I had to make it like that. Now that's on there, I can reduce that a little bit. So I'm just going down and cutting them a bit deeper. Just looking at it from the side. So yeah, there you go. There's my human spine. And it's going to need further adjustment because the rib cage, when I'm making the rib cage, I think it's going to join there, yeah, that side. So I may end up pushing these out that way and having to grind into them, maybe where the bones are touching, and then the back of that as well. That looks a bit too uniform to me. I might end up shortening those a little bit and making them a bit more hickledy-pickledy. I think I'll look more natural. Bit too keyboardy at the moment. But yeah, finished. There you go. There's a spine. So quite a chunk of metal. That feels really heavy. Anyway, it's the spine done.